Rise and shine for me. It's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's get this sorted. Rubio said something interesting last night. I'm like, don't go there, Marco. Don't go there. But he did go there. So here we go. Here we go again. I'm like, don't say it ain't so, Marco. Say it ain't so. Interesting last night. I'm like, don't go there, Marco. Don't go there. I got to mute. But he did go there. I could hear it. I heard something. Yep. Mute. What's up, Marianne and Will and Sean and 006? I'm going to have to mute again. Okay, we're good. We should be good. They're saying there's blast in Shiraz. Iran is claiming it's a wildfire. Please don't say negotiations. Eugene, that's... say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Eugene, we're thinking alike. That could be scary, you know what I'm saying? I'm kidding. Let me just play the clip. You guys can hear it for yourself.
Well, they're not complying with it. I mean, the straits are supposed to be open, free of tolls, free of attack, free of all the things they're doing against these ships. So you can't have an MOU that's alive if they're violating the terms of it. What I will say is that the United States always remains open to a diplomatic solution. We've tried multiple times with Iran, and we'll continue to try. If that door opens, we'll be happy to see it open. But and they continue to send signals that they want to talk, that they want to negotiate, but their behavior is what we're responding to. And their behavior is they're launching missiles and drones against ships, including tonight.
He almost said something else, if you noticed, but he held back. Listen to that again where he holds back.
Attack, free of all the things they're doing against these ships. So you can't have an MOU that's...
So they what?
They're not complying with it. I mean, the straits are supposed to be open, free of tolls, free of attack, free of all the things they're doing against these ships. So you can't have an MOU that's alive if they're violating the terms of it. What I will say is that the United States always remains open to a diplomatic solution. We've tried multiple times with Iran, and we'll continue to try. If that door opens, we'll be happy to see it open. But and they continue to send signals that they want to talk, that they want to negotiate, but their behavior is what we're responding to. And
oh my gosh. I mean, I get it. He's got to say that, I guess. We're open to it if they want to have discussion, you know, if they want to have talks or whatever. They're sending signals like they want to. Like, don't you go there. Don't go there. It's a ploy. It's a delay. They still think that they can negotiate with these people? Does anyone right now that's in that chat room think that we could negotiate an actual deal signed, finalized with Iran? Does anyone? I don't. And trust me, it's not because like I'm a war hawk. It's just I don't see any deal. You can't trust them. You can never hold them accountable for anything. Because they'll, first chance they get, they'll cheat, lie, I don't get it. I don't get it. No, but he's got to be like a Secretary of State. He's got to be diplomatic about things at times. He's saying right now that's not going to happen. But when we hear this love tap and love slaps, it's like, well, when they do something, we respond. Is that what this is? Really? No way. Everybody agrees. Never. Marianne says never. Forget about no. Never. I'm with all of you. And there's nothing wrong with someone saying yes. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't be afraid. If you feel like, yes, negotiation should be tried and there's a chance you could actually succeed, that's fine. I'll just go off to the side and start laughing hysterical, but on mute, there's no way. Exactly. You don't make deals with terrorists. They call us, all kinds of things too. But I don't give a fuck anything they say. I'm sorry with my language. I don't care. I don't care what they have to say. Uh-oh. So they just put out, the IDF is conducting sweeping operations toward the occupied Lebanese town of Zotar within the security zone of southern Lebanon. It's all over. They're spreading it too. The Marco Rubio clip. Oh, they're spreading that. They always exploit things. So they're saying the explosions in Shiraz earlier, this is what they're saying, is not new U.S. strikes. It's caused by the destruction of wartime remnants in Shiraz. That's what they're claiming. That's what you just heard. Good morning, Dwayne. Yeah, well, that's over now, Emmanuel. Yes, Diesel. They only come to the table when they need a break to get more supply from China. Regroup, all that. We need a little timeout. We'll come back to the table because we need a little timeout, and then we'll screw with you when we're ready again, and then the timeout will be over. It's madness. It really is madness. And I was watching local news, because I watched the local news, and they showed the picture, sad. She was only 19 years old, one of them, fallen. 19 years old. And they haven't identified the remains of the third. The second one was he was stationed in Fort Bragg. He's from Hawaii, 25-year-old. No image. I didn't see any image for that. I'm like, this is disgusting. And you know what kind of scares me? What are they not telling us? Our side. What are they not telling us? Do you know what I mean? The loss of, like, logistical equipment. What's the damage at the bases? I know, about what happened with the fallen and the injuries. I get that. Next of kin. But to what extent? Are they really being transparent with us? I'm starting to really question that. And again, it's a propaganda war, too, with how much Iran puts out there. Video, surveillance, Chinese surveillance, probably. I'll tell you this right now. In the propaganda war, they're winning. And I'm not saying they're winning the actual conflict. I'm just saying, in the propaganda war, oh my God. Showing damages to bases and hangars, you name it. Showing, because it's the locals taking videos. You don't see that in Iran much. And even if you do, you see like a short clip. We got to do something. I'm bringing in the big boys. I'm telling you. I don't know. And we hear that they're sending in more refuelers and more F-16s, F-35s from Germany. Where was the other one? From Germany, and there was another spot. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I was like, Jesus Christ, what is going on? So Marianne says, I want it to happen badly. A deal. I want it to happen badly. A deal. It would save a lot of lives, but they do this when times get tough. I'm telling you, it is my opinion, just mine. A final deal. Forget about this MOU. The MOU is the first phase. Second phase is actually sitting down and talking for months to work on specifics about anything that they mention in a deal. Iran will never sign that at the end of the day. I'm convinced of that. They will play the time. And I saw something interesting that I don't know if it was a think tank. I think Steve was reading an article about it. I saw it somewhere. I don't know if it was Steve. Remember what I was saying? That Iran might delay and negotiate, and they know that the president desperately wants a deal before the midterms. They mentioned that Iran is aware of that, and they will purposely try to screw with him right before the midterms. I was like, wait a minute. It took a think tank millions of dollars to come up with that idea? Shit, I was talking about that weeks ago. What's going on? I'm just starting the live stream. What's happening? How was the birthday party?
The birthday party went great.
Good.
Except for
Oh no.
I almost tore my pinky toe off.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, you know I've got gout. I've got.
I know. I'm live. Just so you know, I'm live.
But you know I've got neuropathy, and I can't feel my legs down, from my knees down.
Jesus Christ.
And I was out there in 95-degree heat, man. Started at noon, and I was cooking until 2. I cooked over 15 pounds of shrimp, 5 pounds of shrimp.
Oh, you're making me jealous now, bro.
15 pounds of catfish, over 2 propane fryers.
Damn.
I was leaning back in my chair.
Mm.
I got one of those tempered glass tables with an umbrella in it, and and those chairs that go around it. And I was leaning back, and I came forward. I leaned back forward to check the fish in the fryer, because I was just waiting on them to cook. And when I did, I came down on my pinky toe, but I didn't know it. And 300-something pounds was sitting on that pinky toe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it tore my toenail and the tip.
Oh, God. Stop. Oh, man.
Well, anyway, I think from the shrimp that I ate, it flared up my damn gout in my right ankle and my right shoulder. I can't move either one of them hardly at all.
Jesus Christ. That's horrible, bro.
I take this medication for gout flare-ups called endomethacin.
Uh-huh.
And man, this is what I told Margie she needed to get. But it is the best shit, man. Like, you're supposed to take like 2 capsules like every 4 hours, 3-4 hours. You take it like 4 times a day. And it knocks that high uric acid down like big time. Well, I went to the cupboard to get my bottle and only had 4 left. So I've been out spending all morning trying to get a hold of the doctor, the nurse, get a refill, take a bong hit, fucking drink some coffee.
That's funny how you snuck that one in.
Yeah. But I had a great weekend. The grandkids.
Good. That's the main thing, despite all that bullshit.
Yeah, the kids enjoyed it, bro. How was your weekend? How did everything go up there?
Everything was good. I mean, it was quiet.
Y'all get any rain?
No, not actually. No, we got a lot of rain on what was it, Friday? But it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I was gonna go bike riding this morning, but I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning last night with the apple juice.
Oh, I need you to mute real quick. Those videos
Exactly.
with his friends.
Yes, absolutely. Oh,
And if there's nothing he should feel humiliated about.
right.
None of that. You
Right.
know what I mean? It takes time to get these shows off the
Established,
ground.
yes.
I remember when Richard Dolan had fucking 30 listeners.
Anyway, we're live again. I sent you a bunch of files.
Okay, I sent you the newest.
I saw that.
But listen, I'm going to go in there. I want you to be watching your teams because I can't talk on the phone because Robin's in there working this morning.
Well, why don't you just you want me to give you?
I'm going to tap you on Teams and I'm going to say, drop it. And then you just.
But I got to tell you what files in there first.
Well, you can tell me what file's in there.
Hold on, but don't. I mean, we could do it right now, no?
Yeah, let me turn the speakerphone off and I can.
Because we could literally do it right now, so you could just take it and do your thing and go get that toe, whatever. Oh my God. I've got in.
It felt like I came down on like a Tootsie Roll.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy, bro. I got in Nightmare Hunter, Shadows of the Sangre de Cristos. I don't know if you got that file. I'm sure I sent it to you. Maybe I should send it again. Just in case, on Teams. Mark was live last night.
Which one?
It was one of the ones I did. It is Shadows of the Sangre de Cristos. I don't know if you have that. I'm gonna send it to you. Hold on. I'm going to get it. We're just all hanging out together and keeping an eye. I'm getting telegrams, but it's a little quiet right now.
Where you at?
Hold on. Oh, you got it? You found it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I was just going to get into you. I'm at 4141.
Let me know when you're 40.
What? 40 what?
4009.
Okay, we got a minute.
Yeah, I saw where D'Antonio's getting a new telescope.
Yes. Beautiful. Yep. He's going to be busy. There's no show next week because Tara's got to do something, but he's got a bunch of events coming up too in Utah. In his...
4009.
Now. Oh, wait a minute. 4009? I'm at 4109. Just take it anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why is that not highlighting? I just dropped take.
I got it.
Good. Shit. He's got a couple of events coming. I said, don't worry about that. You know? He's got like 3 events coming up. Like, oh, Colorado, the one with Katie and everybody over there. And then he's got the one in Utah in September, and then something in October in Connecticut. And then I told him,
When's the move on?
I don't know if he's going to be at MUFON though. MUFON is coming up. It's in August, no?
I thought it was in July.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me look. Because then I would have to stop the promotion. Hold on. Dude, I downloaded the last drop, but I haven't even looked at it. Because there's a lot of nothing there, so it's like, it's wasting my time. Oh, it's at the end of August. August 27th to 30th.
There you go.
So we got time for that. Yeah, dude, go take care of that toe, bro.
Yeah, I gotta get my foot up his throat.
And hit me up if anything. I'll be here. I'm not going out today. I'm gonna go in the pool later and chill out.
Anything going on in Iran?
It's just the same back and forth. It has intensified, definitely, but it's still it's back and forth. They hit the same bases, but they're causing casualties now, Race. You know, whether it's injuries or fallen, and I don't know what kind of damage they're doing to the bases. That, you know, they're not going to reveal that, but it seems like some of their shit is getting through and causing damage, not just, you know, of course, to our personnel and to assets, equipment. So I don't know, dude. I just hope that this swings somehow soon, but I don't know. I really don't. Hold on, I just got a new one. Let me see what this one says. See, they're hitting Bahrain right now. They really have been pounding Kuwait too. But I'm more concerned about our personnel too. You know what I mean? Our service members and on the bases, and you know, some of these military installations and the equipment there. How much damage are they doing to our hangars, to actual aircraft or munitions or whatever? I don't know. It's, you know.
Just as long as people aren't dying too much.
That's what I'm saying, man.
This war, though, people are gonna die. It's just, you know, it's a part of it.
They're launching missiles from Shiraz right now in Iran.
I'm getting damn tired of fucking taking care of goddamn Britain and fucking all them and not getting nothing back for it.
Dude, I just hope that there's a swing soon. I mean, like a significant swing. Whatever that is, I just hope it comes soon. Well, Martin, it's not 3 losses. It's 17 since this started. Don't forget about what happened, the 6 that lost their lives, and it's not just 3. And we don't know, can't imagine how many have been injured. So let me go because I'm addressing them in chat. Love you. Call me.
You got it, brother.
Oh, did you see the picture of that chicken I made? I sent it to you. I texted it to you. I made honey garlic chicken. Oh my God.
Oh my God, let me go check it out.
Bye. Love you.
Okay, let me go.
Bye. And yes, war, conflict, sadly, these are things that to sadly be expected. And you want to minimize that to the absolute zero. You don't want to see any. And that's why when people say, oh, let's go into Karg Island and take Karg Island. Yeah, when we hear about the casualties coming in, when Iran is sending drones and missiles in to those that are not properly covered, I don't want to hear nothing from anyone. There's no way I'm doing that. There's just no way. I'm not putting our troops at risk. There's no way. And I know the next thing. Well, if that's the case, if you're not going to do any kind of ground operations, you're not going to win this war by bombing alone. It's a legitimate response. I get it. But see, like a lot of people out there have been saying, and I've been saying, even some Republicans are saying it. Bomb the regime. Open the strait. I hate to say that because I'm not condoning violence, but if you really want to get rid of this issue, hit the regime itself, not just pieces of it, not a piece of cancer. You don't just tear a little piece and leave the rest there. because it just grows and grows. It doesn't disappear. It just replaces. That is the stupidest tragedy I've ever heard. And I know a lot of people how they feel about Israel, but Israel has the right idea. They're going after the regime. They're going after the regime. If they get back into this, yeah, they'll hit targets. They're going after the regime. Mossad, people on the ground, information, they're going after it. That's what I would have done from day one. What's up, Brian? What's popping up in chats? 3 losses. Allegedly, Aman said something about 1 hour blackout warning. Jordan? I wouldn't be surprised. I saw that in the FBI building, an incendiary, and they caught the person. There's some sick wacko jobs. That's why. There's some really wacky people out there. They're just mentally disturbed or influenced and manipulated. I don't want to even get into that because I don't want to talk about like that. But it's the reality. Lone wolves, people that are mentally out of it, or they've been, I'm just speculating, paid directly or indirectly, or they're under the influence of an extremist jihadi faction, and they're carrying out their duty as such one, self-identified as a jihadi holy war psychopath. Yes, they're out there. New York City has a population over 8 million. 8 million, I'm sure there's a few whack jobs based on the law of averages, numbers. It might be a lot less if you live in a town of 500. But when you have all those people down there, and Jersey, that's why I brought this up the other day. A lot of shit came from Jersey too, not just New York City. So it is a major concern. And I'm not saying this is connected to Iran, what happened in front of the FBI building in New York City. I'm not saying that, but God only knows. It's sick. What's up, Thomas? I'm with Eugene. I've been saying that from the beginning. What's with the 1 week ultimatum? What 1 week ultimatum? I haven't heard about this 1 week. It's nearly 500 injured total confirmed. Yeah, I saw that of the one in Iraq, the ordnance of the drone. I'm hearing things that it wasn't the person defusing it. The person was hit by shrapnel when they detonated it. That's what I heard. I cannot confirm that. That's what I heard. Regardless, it's so sad. And remember when some people in chat were saying, "Oh, what they got the third person as a hostage." Remember that? And what did I try to say in a very tactful way? No. They identified. Well, they were working on identifying remains, and I didn't want to get into the gruesome details of why that's the case. But it ended up being that was the case. Horrible. I don't even, like I said, I don't want to even think about it in my head. Dubai airport closed. Doha airport closed. Yeah. But again, are you guys not surprised that it's the typical ones? Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Iraq, Kurdish positions in Iraq, Erbil. Well, look where the Americans are. Where did it happen? North Iraq, where they were trying to, they were disarming a suicide drone from Iran. We have forces there. Every time I see this, I cringe of what the propaganda arm puts in there, because they love to put that out there. They celebrate this. They're sick people. They actually celebrate this. It is just too much. All right, what is this? Hold on. Suicide drones are being launched toward their targets in the region. That's all it says. And there's interceptors. They're showing videos of interceptors. Bahrain now. And again, I cannot confirm any of this. But this is, you see, that's another thing too. With a Western influenced, I don't want to say they're democratic at all, any of the Arab countries. I'm not saying that. But people have more freedoms where they can take videos of stuff. You don't see much coming out of Iran. But it appears so lopsided through these social medias, or even, and I'm not saying, there are people out there doing podcasts that are trying to make it look like the United States is losing this war. And they show the videos that the propaganda side puts out. And not much from Iran, because there isn't much coming from Iran. Still photos, 3-second clips, because they're limited. It's just insane. It's actually shameful. Like, here's a video clip just released. I mean, you see how it's quick. I mean, but you could tell that it looks like there's interceptors in the air. And they're not saying where this is. I'm assuming this could be Bahrain. I gotta see what it says. Let me see. So I gotta translate it. Explosions were heard in Bahrain. Explosions means what? Interceptors? Impacts? It's vague. But right away, explosions in Bahrain. Yeah, there's probably interceptors. And they're showing a lot of clips here. The same one is regurgitating everywhere about the interceptor videos. Sirens and explosions in Bahrain. That just came out. And photos of interceptors over Bahrain. That's what we saw a video. Same thing. And that's what's coming out now. Suspect in custody, yes. Yes, that's what I just saw, Smokey. Thank God it didn't kill anyone in New York. These people are sick. You know, not for nothing. I don't know how you all feel about this. Whatever sentences are, they need to make them more strict and longer. I hate to say that. But when you're dealing with a nut job, they're willing to martyr themselves. Most of the time, right? They don't care. They take their own. You know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with absolutely lunatics. So, I think we need harsher laws when people do things like this. Or, and I'm not trying to say take away freedom of speech, but when you are speaking in a vile way, it's a fine line. Dude, when they cross that line, that's the issue. And what is that line? Like, God, if I heard somebody joking around, like the threats were under the president, and I'm sure there's people out there doing this crazy shit. Well, I hope he does. I hope they succeed. You know, like shit like that. Right there, to me, that is like, you're almost an accessory to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anybody that think that's a fucking joke and it's funny, or they make reference to something like that, they should be, I don't know what kind of charge, but something should happen. Something. Or they just can't keep running their mouths like that. I don't know. I mean, it will go to court, freedom of speech, like that's acceptable freedom of speech. Because even though we are, constitutionally protected, there is a line. When you threat, or, like I said, it's like you're an accessory to that kind of a plot idea. I'm trying to explain it the best I can, but I don't want to get in trouble by saying anything. That's why I'm trying to be careful. But you guys get what I'm trying to say? Bahrain airport closed, no air traffic seen on radar or transponders, flight radar, because that's transponders. But I wouldn't be surprised they closed it. Iranian missiles launched toward U.S. bases in the region. They're repeating the same shit. What is Vahid saying? Oh God, what is this? Oh Jesus, here we go. You ready? Vahid just put this out. According to a report by Reuters, citing a senior Iranian official, mediators have presented a proposal to the Islamic Republic armed at de-escalating tensions in the conflict with the United States. The report states that the proposal includes a 10-day ceasefire to find ways to revive an agreement between the Islamic Republic and the United States that was reached last month. Previously, the spokesman for the Iranian Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced that they had received proposals through mediators. And Rubio kind of referenced that in a way. These statements were made and heightened military tensions between the United States and the Islamic Republic. On Monday, Bagheri, in a press conference, Ismail Bakay, without providing details, stated, quote, "It is confirmed that ideas from some mediators have been received by the Islamic Republic in recent days." That was the quote. Today. The recent tensions began after the attacks by the Islamic Republic on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Here we go. Someone's trying to... Now, it says... that's what I heard. Mediators have contacted Iran. But I'm sure we'll hear Iran is begging for a deal. And, I don't know what to make of that. I'm just reading what they're saying. Again, they see when they release more satellite imagery, it makes me Earl about the damage they're doing. And they do a lot of this. And I'm having he pinned the message. I'm not even going to show it. What allegedly hitting bases. And who do you think is supplying this intelligence and satellite? I mean, really? Who? Come on now. So this is the shit they put out. Their propaganda arm is hard at work. Hard at work. Putting a lot of stuff out there. And they're saying this is the heat map of what happened in the Mawafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. If that's the case, there were some... If this is real, unconfirmed. Those are all the hot spots. Again, for what they claim. That's significant. That's horrible. And allegedly, that's at our base. Again, I cannot confirm that. The point is, if true, that is a major concern. because they're targeting, they're hitting. It's like they're hitting their targets. And I don't want to hear that China is our best friend. Xi is your best friend. I don't want to hear that no more. I don't want to hear that. Because they are putting our people at risk by providing logistical support, intelligence, whatever it is. That is responsible for what's happening to our service members. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And they'll say, and I've heard this, well, we do it too. I've heard that in the past. Well, we do it too. For example, providing Ukraine with intelligence on Russia. Are we providing the Ukrainians or have with a target list? But that's like, you hear that too. But everyone does it, really. I don't give a fuck if everybody else does it. It's not happening to our people. Just, I don't care. I don't care when people say it happens other places. No, it ain't happening with us. Unacceptable. What's going on now? My question is, no way they're going to get their behinds kicked. No way we'll ever get rid of. And my question is, who is mediating? Qatar? Yeah, it's Qatar, Pakistan. It's the typical ones. Beam. I'm gonna check that out. They had their chance. If we let up now, we just reset and restart. Exactly. But that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. They want to reset. 10-day ceasefire. For what? To regroup? To regather? No, you don't let up now. The only way we let up is if, and they're going to go back to negotiations. You heard what Rubio referenced it this morning, or last night actually. Who is, what? Who is like sending the intelligence? I have no idea. I would think it's China. It could be Russia too, though. It's one of them. Oh, hold on, let me see what Bean is putting in here. Marco Rubio declares Cuba is the leading sponsor of radical leftism and third worldism in the United States. That's a pretext to having a reason with Cuba. Just like the drones, but which I do believe they do have these drones that are a threat to Continental. I mean, but again, this is the language that sets the tone of what's to come. And that whole thing can be a distraction of what's going on in Iran. They may make this move sooner than we all think, because it's going to work as a distraction. That's all the media is going to talk about, Cuba. You think the media is going to talk about Iran? Especially with the history of the United States with Cuba? That'll be on every mainstream media outlet. Anything to do with Cuba, that will be the total focus. Nobody will be paying attention to Iran. Because that's our neighborhood. Literally 90 miles away from Florida. You watch. That could be part of it too. I don't know. Speculation. The Iranian Interior Minister has now arrived in Islamabad, Pakistan. Exactly. I wonder how much can Jordan take, or any of these countries take? My best guess is they will announce some kind of fake-ass negotiations and a ceasefire eventually. It's already being talked about. Like I said, Marco Rubio made a reference to it. We're willing to negotiate if that opens. They've been sending signals to us that they want to negotiate. He said that last night. I'm not saying it. He said it. I could play the clip again if I find it. They've been putting a lot of stuff out already. On VHF radio, Yemen's naval forces announced to Saudi vessels to proceed through the Red Sea and Gulf of Oman and not to dock at Saudi ports or become legitimate targets of the armed forces. The hell is that? Oh my God. You don't even know what they just did. The motherfucker. Oh, you don't even. I'm not sharing this. This is from Telegram. It's disgusting. They put a picture, allegedly, of one of the soldiers. One of ours. The caption below it says, there's no fucking way I'm negotiating with these people. I don't want to hear it. This could happen when your choice, this is how they wrote it. Oh, this is how the translation's coming through from Arabic. This could happen when you choose wrong president, that he works for Israel, not for America. And they put the service member's name. Another soldier in the U.S. Army who dies in Jordan due to IRGC missiles before 2 days. I don't know what the hell that means. It's disgusting. This is what they're doing right now in their propaganda. That should piss every American off. I'm not going to share the image. I'm not putting that out because I don't know if it's public. So I will not do that. That is disgusting. Using it for propaganda. The image of our fallen service member. And then putting that caption below. Oh, wait, what is this? French Foreign Minister reported that 2 embassy officials were subjected to serious intimidation by Iranian security forces on Sunday. The hell is that? Yes, they're confirming it on another propaganda thing. And I cannot confirm this. I'm just reading to you what's coming in. The Yemeni... excuse me. The Yemeni forces are broadcasting via high-frequency VHF radios to Saudi Arabian ships, instructing them to proceed through the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden without stopping at Saudi ports. Otherwise, they will become legitimate targets for the armed forces. Because the Saudis have that east-west pipeline toward like the it's on the almost in the middle. So they're saying you don't stop it, don't make no stops. You either go to the Med or come down, but you're not supposed to stop anywhere to do anything. So they're threatening. The Houthis are threatening the Saudis right now. Stop and you're a target, pretty much. And they keep sharing these images of the damage. It's just insane. They constantly put out stuff. Satellite imagery. It's insane. I'm not even going to play this clip because I don't know what it's supposed to say. Forwarded from... And I wouldn't understand it anyway. But there's an audio clip. I don't know what that clip is and I don't want to play it because I don't know what it's saying. No. The Greek shipping company Dynamar Tankers announced that 2 of its oil tankers were targeted by projectiles of unknown origin while passing through Omani territorial waters on Monday. They stated that the oil tanker Kyomelis, sailing under the flag of Malta, was hit by 2 projectiles, causing a fire in its engine room and forcing the crew to abandon ship. In a statement, the company said after the ship's fire suppression system was activated, the captain decided to evacuate the vessel. Dynamar also added that the crew members were found safe by Omani authorities and transported to shore, and that the company is in close contact with all relevant regional authorities. The British Maritime Risk Management, that when that comes out, announced that the incident occurred while the ship was approximately 8 nautical miles northwest of Kasab, Oman. The UK's Maritime and Coast Guard Agency, which has previously reported that the ship had caught fire, stated that no environmental pollution has been reported. So they hit another tanker or two. At least that's the company's statement. That part of that was the company's statement. What's this now? Iranian media, this is coming from the other side, just saying. Iranian media had reported the closure of several cafes and restaurants in the center of Tehran. According to these reports, the cafes, they named them, a bunch of them, located at such and such streets, have been shut down. The Emtidad website reported that each of these cafes was given a different reason for the closure, including violation of the hijab, serving sandwiches on the menu, what? And having chairs on the sidewalk. What is that, like too Western? The closure of cafes and restaurants for reasons such as the hijab or live music has a long history. What the fuck? All clear on alerts in Bahrain now. Oh God. God is the greatest. That's literally what it said. Once again, an attack on Bahrain. You might be a little late, or maybe they're doing it again. What? Chevron Corporation, an American company, has announced the suspension of oil production at the Petronas platform. Where's the Petronas platform? What the hell is that? And before I even look it up, is that for real? Oh, it's saying here in the Gulf of Mexico, due to tropical storms or hurricanes. Oh, they're making it sound like it's something else. Anytime there's a storm in the Gulf, they shut these production areas down for the safety of the crew. They always do. Anytime there's a threat of a storm, of course they're going to do that. Duh. Like that's supposed to be a big deal that they shut it down. They didn't see it's true they are, but it's due to weather. But they right away mislead and say that it has to do with something else. That's the game they play. Total misinterpreting. They're showing images of interceptors over Bahrain. Exactly. Tropical storm. Gulf of Mexico. Exactly. That's common. That happens. But the way they put it, it makes it sound like the United States is closing down oil production in the Gulf of Mexico. Why? That's stupid. Just stupid. And it says it. Due to tropical storm. Evacuating personnel halting production. Yes. Utterly ridiculous. What's up, Dave? And Nick. And of course, Smokey, Bong Water. Yes, Gulf of America. I'm so used to saying Gulf of Mexico. Oh my, Gulf of America, yes. And I mean, it really makes sense. What is the Gulf, all the territory around the Gulf? America! From Texas to Florida, the whole damn thing. It's the Gulf of America. Uh-oh. What is this? That's this video. Interceptor. I think. What is this? They're showing missile launches from Iran. Like what happened earlier with Bahrain. Like, how do we know that video was today, yesterday, a month ago, years ago? What's up, Dad? And good morning, Navy Mom. Fifth attack on Bahrain in less than 24 hours. I don't know the number, but I'll take your word for it. Israel will be involved with EU. Wait, what? Being threatened. They have multiple defense treaty with them by Friday or before. I'm not familiar with that. Cool hand, Luke. And good morning. They are getting earthquakes as well, but that area is notorious. It's common, earthquakes in Iran. Common. Because they have multiple fault lines. It's common. No, I didn't see it. I have not checked. I sent you something from Truth Social. Hold on. Let me check TikTok. It's still coming in. I see it now. Yeah, they do this all the time, Debs. Executions. It's disgusting. Meanwhile, that's happening. They're executing people in Iran. Remember when that was a big deal? If they execute one, well, they've been executing people, sadly, horribly. Yeah. What's going on?
You still?
Yes. Why? Mute? Hold on. Okay. Where was I? What is this? I just read something weird. I'm trying to see where I saw it. Oh, the Fateh 110 ballistic missiles are parading in the sky over the Persian Gulf. That's what they just put. Direct impacts in Kuwait. This is all claims, unconfirmed. This is what they're saying. It looks like a small little area. Maybe it missed its target, or was that its intended target? I don't know. They do this all day long. And then we get a CENTCOM video after they've completed their mission for the night or day. It shows some stuff, but they are on a propaganda tear on social media. And I have to wonder, when you see hateful things, like threats to our president and stuff like that, shouldn't these accounts be banned? I mean, really? Like, who's in charge of monitoring the content? Because it's disgusting. Like I said, they just put a post with the photo of one of the fallen, the 25-year-old male. I'm not giving... The name is public. It's already been put out there, but I'm still going to show respect. And then they put that disgusting thing underneath it as propaganda, using our service member for their propaganda purposes. This is what you get when you choose the wrong president? Like, I don't want to curse, but fuck you. And it just angers me more. That is such a disgusting thing to do. Oh, now they put out the female soldier, the 19-year-old. Let's see what they wrote under here. Disgusting. Oh no, they're just quoting a quote from Fox. Yeah. They just repeated what Fox... What is going on in this room? Every time I'm live, this happens.
Look, let me tell you something.
Oh, no, conversations right now. None.
Yeah,
Okay, so anyway, it's just like they repeated what Fox News was reporting on the 19-year-old. There's nothing defamatory related to her. It's just a statement they took from Fox. And I don't even know if this is a true translation, so I'm not going to read it. Oh, here we go with the Here's Tycho. A lot of you are familiar with this, right?
I don't want to.
Every day,
Because it's
the
gonna
Here's
attack
Tycho question. Well, it just happened again. I'll be right back. This is a ritual every day.
me. Yeah, it is. We don't have no choice. And we're not going to have him in a cage. Because that's how we do it. The most beautiful baby ever.
Okay, we'll talk about it. I buy this all for you all the time, and then it disappears. All right. The Where's Tycho question has been answered again. He's under the bed. It's unbelievable. The Where's Tycho. Every day. Where's Tycho? Every time she does it, it makes me think of Where's Waldo? Every time. Where's Tycho? Anyway. Footage of ballistic missile launch from Lars, Iran. Okay. Let's see, what is this? What the... Oh, she's back. She's coming back. Okay, not in this... Oh, God. Alright, clashes broke out between Chinese and Philippine naval forces near the disputed Second Thomas Shoal where the crews of two small boats exchange blows with using sticks and paddles. What the hell is that? Oh God, let me close this door. Hold on. I gotta close the door, everybody. I don't even know what to make of that. Allegedly, it's Chinese and Philippine hitting each other with oars and they're whacking at each other. This is a crazy video. I don't know if it's, again, unconfirmed. I would think these are the Chinese. Look. And they flee. Looks like they're fleeing. Yeah. Look at this. They're whacking each other. And then they're gone. I don't know what to make of that at all. I have no idea. And again, unconfirmed on that. I don't know what the hell that just was. Allegedly some kind of an exchange between Chinese and Filipinos. Exactly, Smokey. I'm like, what the hell is that? That they put that out there, I'm like, strange. More interceptions, clips. The same, they're sharing the same stuff. Not for nothing. I wish I could count how many missiles Iran has launched over the last week or so. I thought that they only had 1% left. 99% of it was gone. What is 1% of whatever they had? How many missiles did they have? Allegedly. 5,000? What's the number? What's 1% of 5,000? Sure looks like it ain't no 1%. Just saying. They keep launching and launching all over the place. I don't see like a real shortage as of right now, unless they're trying to show some kind of project that they have a lot and they're firing a lot off, but meanwhile they don't have much left. I mean, it's possible, but for what we said that they don't have many left, they seem to be launching quite a few. And yes, they're saving, I believe that, Smokey, they're saving the higher end hypersonics and cluster munitions and maybe some of this new tech that was given by China for Israel to evade their Iron Dome, Iron Beam, whatever. That's like when I do fireworks for 4th of July. I didn't do any this year. I do the little stuff first and I save the good stuff for last. I do that with fireworks. I always like to save the good stuff for last. I'm just saying. Hold on. More interceptors. They're showing it like crazy. Iranian missiles are being launched. They're claiming they're launching more missiles. Oh my God, it's coming out like crazy. It's crazy. They're putting video after video of interceptors, alleged launches, alleged interceptions. This is like constant. That's what I mean. All right, let me see what you guys are writing. Iran has a lot. They're holding expensive. That's what I'm saying. They're holding the higher end. Like, who said it? Smokey? Somebody said it. They're saving it for Israel because they don't want them blown up in a bunker. Use it or lose it, right? Is that the philosophy? Russia has lost thousands upon thousands of prices of equipment, and they are still pushing. Where are all the U.S. Eagle hypersonic we announced we sent over to the region? Haven't really heard anymore. I have not heard nothing about that. But we might be saving some stuff for one big assault or operation. Subs in the area, God only knows the arsenal we have, and it's just waiting to be unleashed. And I know people say, oh, but the stockpiles are getting low and they're worried about, depending on opinion. Every time we negotiate, they get rearmed by Russia and China. Stop talking. Don't take our boot off their necks. I said that from the get-go. There should have never, ever, ever, ever been a ceasefire to begin with. But of course, we had those in the administration that were pushing diplomacy, thinking that a deal could be possible with Iran. But again, this is the counter to that. Nobody can say we tried to negotiate. Oh, but you guys violated. But they violated it first. I thought the strait was supposed to be open for traffic, period. That nobody controls the strait itself. 100% of the traffic has to go our way. If it goes through the Omani Strait area, no. Not allowed. So that means the strait is not open. Free flow of traffic is free flow of traffic. International waterway. Well, what are these conditions now that you're putting in there? Because that's their leverage. They don't want to lose that leverage. That's why. Because after they lose that leverage, what leverage do they have? To threaten ships, hit ships. Yeah, there was a couple of earthquakes. People were telling me that early this morning. Bill, there were 2 earthquakes in Iran while I was streaming till 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, they abused the loophole to drag out the war. That's true. But okay, Bean, I'm going to read you what you wrote, but think about what you wrote. Well, they abused the loophole to drag out the war. They saved the best weapons for the biggest targets. They abuse a major tunnel network and landscape. They have an alliance with 2 powers in trade. Loopholes. Whenever that MOU was written, they should have done a little bit more specific details and not trying to give a possibility to use any of that language for a loophole to say, no, this has nothing to do with it. It wasn't in the MOU. When you come up with something like that, you better make sure that shit is airtight. For either side. Right? Iran's Timur-Khan frozen because of lack of payment. I don't know if that's even a joke or is that true. We are the military supermarket of the planet. We have plenty of boom booms, and it also makes a lot of money, Eugene. You just think what that region, they're going to be buying for us. There's probably a list waiting for production to sell all kinds of goodies to the Middle Eastern countries now. They probably have a list. War is a money machine, sadly. It is. For the military-industrial complex, it's a money machine. Negotiations. Nice guys finish last. You know how I feel about this. And I don't want to say feel. You know what I think about this. Fuck no. What's up?
One more thing.
Do I have to mute?
No.
Okay.
When you make that call,
Uh-huh.
remind them that our team has put together his show page. We put together a lot of work into this, and he's on the cover of our magazine coming out next month.
Got you. I got this.
Margie and Maria, he needs to try it for at least 90 days.
Right. I'll talk to him.
You know what I mean? And just not look at the numbers, and that most of his listeners on the radio
Right. Let
will
me.
start to migrate over.
I will.
Okay.
Bye.
We can't lose them. Love you. Bye.
Bye. I actually think they. I actually think they was destroyed previously earlier in the war. Actually, what? The missiles. Reports I'm seeing Iran may end up fighting. Wait a minute. Reports I'm reading seem Iran may end up fighting the IRGC, aka civil war. Well, remember that was the talk in the early days. Even Reza Pahlavi, remember when he came out during the protest? I have thousands of signatures of people that are willing to desert IRGC, or that the army was going to take on the IRGC, the People's Army. That talk has been going on for months. That the Iranian army, the People's Army, would confront the IRGC. And that's why I said a few weeks ago, like it was a week ago, they're taking pictures together, the commanders from the army and the IRGC, like they're united. But that could have just been because they're really concerned about that. That was a stunt to show that there is unity between those two. Because they really spent a PR effort doing that last week. I think it was last week. It could be true, but I've heard this talk for months. What's going on here? Iran wants talks and peace. The IRGC, yeah, that's true. That's what they were saying. But who's going to win out on that? Who's going to win out on that? Do you know, I saw another thing, it was on Telegram, that the people are threatening the negotiators not to make peace with the United States. The people of Iran, the supporters of the regime, are threatening action against the mediators. And when you're on state TV promoting hatred, destruction, Trump, and all these other things, really? There's no chance. They don't want to lose the support of their supporters. That would be crazy. And it doesn't matter what these lower level politicians, let's call them, say or do. If there's been disagreement between, that's like here in the United States. There are people that said, finish the job. Let's get this done. And there are others willing to give negotiations a try. Over there, it's the same thing. It's a lot more crazy and chaotic. But it's pretty much the same thing. Let's try to reach a deal with the United States. And others are saying, screw that. No. We'll die for the cause. It's going to be. That's just part of it. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. And they're on the bottom of the food chain. Parliament members, foreign minister, the president, they're at the bottom. I keep saying that. The top of the command chain is the ones you got to really be concerned, because nothing gets done on the bottom before it goes through the top. And it's not going to happen because they're the ones in control. The IRGC is in control. Cardboard mouse, whether he's there or not, Russia. Really, Judiciary Council, I always say it, Assembly of Experts, all these National Supreme Councils and all this other nonsense. That's why I say you got to take out the entire regime. That body, that pyramid needs to be completely wiped out, or wiped out to the point where there's so much chaos within the regime itself throughout all these different factions that there's absolutely no one running the show. Then you'll see how fast that shit collapses. And then the people have a chance. As long as they're getting, support. At least that's my opinion. IRGC negotiators remind me of that blue-haired guy that had a meltdown at school. It's hard to negotiate with that. Yeah, you can't. Look, hasn't it always been U.S. policy not to negotiate with terrorists? And think about how many did, especially in hostage exchanges. No, No. No. Telegram is a French company. They have no censorship on. The owner recently got exiled and is Russian, but has triple citizenship with France, Russia, and UAE. I'm not surprised. That's going to happen at the very end. I was talking about their small arsenal of attack subs. Oh, yes. I was talking about that the other day, Smokey. But they got to come up. They have to, they're small. They got to come up. Air resupply. Supplies, period. Where are they? How many are left? Are they waiting in the Persian Gulf till the United States makes a move into the Strait and then do things? I don't know. It's a great question, Smokey. Great question. How many left? I don't know. I would hope we took them all out. But what you saw is nothing compared to the Telegram groups. I don't even want to know. It's the same old bullshit from the rats. Totally agree. Like somebody said, I'm not gonna let up now. Been there, done this. What, we're gonna do another ceasefire again? IRGC is the king no matter what anyone thinks. They sit on the tippy top, yes. And they only answer, allegedly, to the cardboard mouse. That is who they were developed for. That's the supreme leader's arm of power. The IRGC. They're answerable to the supreme leader. And we don't know if he's alive or whatever, but when they come up with these statements so-called by the Mouse Jr., that's telling you this is what he says, and we're going by what the supreme leader says. And who do you think in Iran is going to, if this is, I'm totally going off the rails now, but is anyone going to contradict the orders of the supreme leader? Dead or alive? Do they know the truth? Is he alive? And you're going to speak against the supreme leader? You won't be around too long. And the IRGC is carrying out the instruction orders of the cardboard mouse. Whether the statements that come out are real or not, that's the statements that they're saying allegedly is coming from the mouse. And that's what they're going to go by. Whether it's real or not, doesn't matter. And I would like to see somebody try the opposite. See how far it gets them. And meanwhile, like I said, the people of Iran, I read this yesterday. I don't remember where, and I'm not going to try to look for it. The people are threatening the mediators. We don't want a deal with the United States. When you have a funeral procession with those banners with our president, and people, whether they're paid, coerced, manipulated, or they're on their own free will, regardless, that is your support group. And they want blood. They want revenge. And now you're gonna the appearance is that you're weak and that you're capitulating to the United States. Doesn't make sense to me. That's just my opinion, but I don't know what you all think. We just removed the puppets. Now we got the puppet master. They replace it. I remember I did research on this. Just as an example, Alexa, how many parliament members are in Iran?
Iran's parliament, the Islamic Consultative Assembly, has 290 members.
So say 300 alone in parliament. They can't replace those that are removed? That's parliament. Now, allegedly, there's more moderate politicians in there that want to negotiate with the United States. That's just one. Assembly of Experts is small. I think it's like 13 or less. I can't remember. Alexa, how many members are in the Assembly of Experts in Iran?
The Assembly of Experts in Iran is composed of 88 members.
Alexa, stop. 88. They're the ones that decide who the next supreme leader is going to be. 80. There's like 100 of those.
Yep. The 88-member Assembly of Experts is the body that chooses Iran's next supreme leader when the spot opens up.
Alexa, stop. So what are we up to now? How many members? 400? Would we like to continue on all the other factions? And it's insane. Judiciary branch, Supreme National Council. They've got a few of these councils. So you're talking about quite a number of people that are within the regime. So when we take out 1, 5, they have plenty more to replace. And that's just counting in the regime itself. Do you know how many radical extremist jihadist mullahs and clerics are all over the entire country? In their cities and towns and villages? I mean, my gosh. So that's why when I cringe when I hear, oh, we've changed 3 levels of leadership. Yeah, and they got plenty more to replace that where it came from. And they're even more hardline because of what happened to those above them. Oh, we really want revenge now. They haven't even forgot about Soleimani. They're still on that kick. Statues of him all over Iran that were being taken down during the protests. Remember that? So this is complicated. Let me see what you guys are in. The good old 82nd Airborne, Fort Bragg. Well, one of the fallen was stationed there. That's what I read earlier today. Just like you mentioned, the small attack boats months ago, and that became a problem, yes. But look, we knew that. We knew that was coming. That pissed me off. I have to tell you, that really irked me. On April 8th, that's 6 weeks after this started. Oh, we didn't consider the small attack ships as a threat, so we didn't go after them. 6 weeks into the campaign, you never even thought about going after them? The Fleet? Oh, God. Asymmetric warfare. I heard about it, about that. I haven't really looked into the whole FBI building New York thing, about the insane individual that did that. And I have not looked at the details. If you guys could fill me in, because I haven't been looking into that. But I did see it on my local news, but I haven't really looked in the specifics about it. I'm sure we'll find out a lot more. I'm sure the FBI will hold a press conference, if they haven't already, on this. Exactly. He's either the mouse, I agree. He might be alive, but he's definitely probably disfigured. That's why you don't see him. They don't want the people to see him that way. It's possible. Yes, the USS Tripoli. It was interesting to see when the CENTCOM released the images, F-35s launching from the USS Boxer. I was like, oh shit, finally. Hearing about the Boxer and seeing about the Boxer. So yeah. The rats done need a phone to talk to King Rat Jr. Oh my God, they used the clairvoyant. I can't share YouTube videos because I'll get clipped. I can't put a YouTube video to share. None of this seems to make sense anymore. Keep doing the same old thing. Deal, no deal, deal, no undeal. Talks move, talks are just, it is. It's Groundhog Day. But again, that's why I read the transcript between Joe Rogan and the vice president. He truly believes the only way to resolve this eventually is through a deal. Regardless of military use, he mentioned it. I read it. He thinks that the only way to resolve this is through a deal. At the end of the day, a deal is the only way to resolve it. The vice president said it to Joe Rogan. And yes, military use is it's happening, it's on the table, blah, blah, blah. But that's to force them, pressure them to come back to the table to negotiate a deal. That's what the vice president said to Joe Rogan last week. So you know who's pushing the deal. There are people that are holding, I think, the president back. Because I think he's pissed. When he gets quiet like that, you better worry. Not us, them. I'm serious. But then there's probably people that are talking to him and, you know, that's just my opinion. What? There was a mass shooting in Tucson 2 hours from me. What? Now them smaller tugboats are targeting innocent ships in the strait. But it's not just that. It's the threat itself that is bad enough with insurance and everything else. But a lot of it is... See, that's the thing I think a lot of people didn't realize. And we went over this months ago when we were all talking about these little ships. They have anti-missiles, some of them. They can drop 1 or 2 mines off of them. And automatic machine guns, weapons, of all kinds of goodies on these boats. And they even got suicide drones. Like what we used, what was it, last week or the week before? To take out that mini sub that was in dry dock for maintenance. Remember that? They've got those too. Those should have been wiped off at the beginning. All of it. Everything. I would have took it all out. But I don't want to get into this conversation because it drives me nuts. What? It's a post? I pray the post I read claiming Iran refused said deal with you. Iran allegedly they talk a lot of shit. What they say publicly is because of their followers and their regime supporters. But what goes on behind closed doors, we don't know. They might say one thing but publicly, but behind the scenes, you know, they're scrambling to try to find a way out too. You know what I mean? Holy shit, what is going on here? The U.S., no, that is not confirmed. The U.S. targeted an area in Shiraz. They were saying that was them detonating old ordnance, and there was a wildfire. That is not confirmed. Some say the fire seen in Shiraz is due to a wildfire, not any U.S. aggression, but it's not yet completely clear. New ballistic launches from Iran 2 minutes ago, they're claiming, posted. Oh, Jesus Christ, we already went through that. It's old news, what this one? Why? French foreign minister said that 2 embassy staff members in Iran, so this happened in Iran, at their embassy, were detained without cause for several hours by Iranian security forces on Sunday, interrogated, and one of them physically assaulted in what Paris described as a flagrant violation of diplomatic immunity. Barrot said that 2 of the staff members have since returned safely to the French embassy and are expected to leave Iran within the coming hours. He added that France has informed the Iranian foreign minister that the incident was a grave and unacceptable violation that would not go without consequences. With Macron in charge, what are the consequences? No more Iranian visas issued so you can come into France? Nonsense. I can't take it. So, the Houthis, I talked about them transmitting the warning to Saudi Arabia. Okay, this just got put out like 3 minutes ago. Mehr, this is the Iranian news agency outlet. Explosions reported in the city of Sarik, in Iran's southern province. They're saying that something's going on now. Sarik is like to the east coast side of the Strait of Hormuz. So, like Bandar Abbas is up here. On this side is Sarik. It's right on the side of the strait. Oh God, what are they doing? They're putting the picture of the 25-year-old serviceman, putting out his information. I'm not sharing that. You guys can. Oh my God, they're doing it more. This is disgusting. They're saying his name, where he was from, and where he was. They're sick, and they're putting up multiple images of this soldier. I will not share this. I'm just telling you what they're doing. It's disgusting. And they're repeating about the French embassy situation. But France will do nothing. They talk, but they do nothing. Now, somebody mentioned about, well, I did actually, 13 minutes ago, Shin. This is coming from Shin on X. USS Boxers conducting flight ops in the Arabian Sea as CENTCOM enforces a naval blockade against Iran. As of July 20th today, forces have redirected 7 commercial vessels and disabled 1 to prevent access to Iranian ports. So allegedly these are images that Shin is posting, unconfirmed, coming from the USS Boxer. And they're sharing more. We've seen those two. What the fuck is this? What is Abu Osama, son of the valiant Shujaiya? Shujaiya? I don't even know what the hell. I don't even know it's in their language. I wouldn't even know what the hell he's saying. I don't even know who this person is. So, but it looks kind of bugged out.
من يظن أن حماس لقمة سائغة أو أن القسام لقمة هينة أو أن الشجاعية ساحة للذهاب والإياب.
I don't even want to play it, but I don't know what movement this is. I don't understand the language. But it's a video purporting what looks like a bunch of terrorists at some campsite. The fuck is this? I'm not even putting it on. I'm just showing you the video that was just released. It's Arabic, I know. I can't understand it. I don't want to play it because I don't want to promote their propaganda. Because I don't. I'm just showing you the video that they just posted. I don't know, Sean. I will not be part of their propaganda machine. So I'm not going to even play what they're saying. I'm just showing you the video that they just posted and the content of what's on it. Just gives you an example of what we're dealing with. He looks like Uncle Phil. So again, this is what we're dealing with. And it's not nice. Okay, a lot of this stuff is old now. What happened in Bahrain earlier. Now that's the only report. That's the only report unconfirmed that something happened in Sharik. I haven't seen anything in the last few minutes about it, but that just happened like 10 minutes ago. There was a post that there was an explosion in Sharik. And who was the one who put it? Warfront Witness put it up. And it came from Mayor. I have Mayor. Let's see on X. Let's see if they released it. Here's Mayor. I'm not seeing it on their X page. Alright, Vahid just put something out. They're talking about the markets, the price of oil. But what is this? Several unverified messages circulating within the following content. The textile factory in the city of Khomeini, might be Khomeini, was attacked. That's what Vahid just put. I don't know what that is. Iran is transferring military equipment near the border with Kuwait. I've been hearing that the last few days too. Oh shit, they're sending in. Was that tanks? No, that looks just like heavy armored vehicles. There's a tank. Oh yeah, those are tanks. Allegedly, these are moving toward Kuwait border. Again, unconfirmed. I'm just telling you what they're putting out there. Yes, they've been moving the tanks to the border. Yes, Smokey. Magic Copper factory. Yeah, I saw somebody shared a video about the tanks a few days ago as well, but I haven't seen this one. They said they were moving tanks toward Bandar Abbas. But that's why people say, oh, you hit the bridges, you hit the tunnels. Well, that is the supply route back to supply Bandar Abbas, and now they're trying to send in reinforcements. I mean, I don't know. Some people make me bug out what the things they say. Only idiot sends in armor without air cover, right? They're going to get blasted. They have no air cover. Really. They have, I mean, they do have, but they're taking down MQ-9 drones. At the altitude of our aircraft, unless they're using Warthogs, they're not coming. These are toast. Toast. But yeah, that's what they just put out. Do it. It's an easy target, really. But that is a concern how they're threatening. By putting stuff out like that, they're threatening some type of invasion into Kuwait. No, just saying. A lot of bluster. Saber rattling. So what is this now? The IRB just released a statement. Hold on. I don't know if it's on their X account, but they're claiming that it's here. Yeah, here's IRB. IRIB. Nothing here on their X account. It says here An industrial unit on the outskirts of Khomeini in Iran's Markazi province was targeted in a strike. It's notable as it's one of its deepest strikes on Iran so far. We might have to look this up. Where the hell is this? Markazi. I'm zooming out. Oh, it's not far from Tehran. Southwest. Allegedly, someplace here was hit. Allegedly. I'll put it on the map now. Hold on. So, it's southwest of Iran. I mean, Tehran. Allegedly, this is what just got struck. Allegedly. Unconfirmed. But that's what they just put out. An industrial unit on the outskirts in Markazi province was targeted in a strike. Initial reports suggest that the strike in Iran's Markazi province targeted near the outskirts of Khomeini at approximately, and they give out the coordinates. I don't know if that's going to work. Nah, I didn't think so. Oh, and they're saying it here. The Iranian television announced that the enemy attack targeted an industrial facility on the outskirts of the city of Khomeini. I'm going to check something. That's not going to come up. Yeah, I thought that was going to be the problem. I'm not going to obsess on the location. Now they're saying here, this is their opinion, these isolated strikes are not in line with the U.S. recent strike patterns at all. I assume it's a retaliation from a Gulf state. So they're not necessarily saying the United States conducted this strike. God only knows. What time is it? 12:30, so it's like what, 8 o'clock in Iran? Okay, so this is what Shin is posting. Khomeini, Markazi province, central Iran. A factory was hit. Was being used for launchers? He's speculating, of course. Is that why it was targeted? I don't know. That's what Shin is saying. Let me see what you guys are putting in here. You see a few A-10s in the future? Not far from the so-called highway of death during the first Gulf War. Nick, that's Ukraine all over again. Look at how many the Russians have lost. Good morning, Mom. It really gets to me that I hear some people say that if you support Iran, then move to Iran. It's not the country that's bad. It's the leadership that's turning Iran. And Iran is beautiful. I agree. I think the vast majority of Iranians would agree too. And you know what? Those same people, if Iran was at some point a tourist destination, those same people would go to Iran as a tourist destination. They're hypocrites. It's probably a drone hub masquerading as textiles. Let them build up on the border, everything conveniently in one place. I agree. Take them out. I agree. Go ahead. Group there. Assemble. We're going to take you all out in one shot. I agree. Who put that in comment? All up in you? Agreed. You're opening yourselves up for... Could be making drones there. Who knows? We don't know. What's up, Mouse? Oh yeah, that's storing something that shouldn't. Any word on... No, I tried to reach out. I have not heard from Sep. But then again, you know, I screwed that up months ago. But I know that him and his mom were doing a lot of incredible stuff. For the Iranian people. So I pray that he's safe and his mom is safe. That's all I could say. God, I pray for him and his mom because they were active, trying to help the people in Iran. And I'm not going to get into details what he told me. Oh yeah, yeah. Also, stuff is coming out of hiding, only to be put back into hiding. When they're done doing what they do, they put it back into these areas to protect it. Like Tusi says, they bring it out, they launch, and then they put it back. In some cases. I reached out to Sep also with no response at all. I can tell you that he is to be commended, and his mom, for the efforts. And it wasn't just it just wasn't those two, to try to directly impact and help the people in Iran. I cannot tell you. To be commended, you know, he told me when he was young, when he left Iran and he wants to go back, you know, all that, and he got into some of the specifics about the help that they're trying to do for the people in Iran, and it's like very, very risky. Let's just say that. Courageous. I mean, can't say enough about him and his mom and the efforts they were doing to try to help the people on the ground in Iran itself. Like I said, I'm not going to get into details. I can confirm I have family in Iran and he helped them financially and legally as well, but they have not heard anything. See, that scares me. So you know what I'm talking about, Mouse. You know what I'm talking about. And also resources. Like literally resources, helping the people in Iran with other resources too. And like I said, I don't want to talk about his private business or his mom's private business, but she's a sweetheart. His mom is a sweetheart. And And I'm a little worried myself. Not a little. I am definitely worried. Because knowing, like like some of the things he told me before I was an idiot and I flipped on him, the conversations we had privately, because we used to speak to each other. Not just... I pray for him and his mom. And knowing Sep, I wouldn't doubt he went back into Iran to help the people directly. That's the way he was. Or that's the way, I don't want to say was. That's the way he is. Okay, so that same video we just seen with the tanks and other military equipment, they're saying the video above shows the video above show from Kyrgyzstan is circulating. I cannot confirm if it's new. Note, I am not implying Iran will invade Kuwait. This is likely being done as a precaution to prevent any U.S.-led ground invasion through Al-Faw. Oh yeah, okay. You're just going to send some tanks. So they think that we're going to go through Kuwait into Iran? Is that what they think? Is that what this is about? If I'm the United States, I'm taking all those tanks out. Every piece, everything. Like somebody said in chat. They're talking about how they targeted an MQ-9. Crazy. That's Telegram, the sound you hear. An incident, the British Maritime Authority. This could be related to what we were talking about earlier. An incident occurred 17 nautical miles east of Dibba, UAE. The captain of the ship reported being struck by an unknown projectile which damaged the ship's steering system. Allegedly, I don't know if it's the same ship, a different ship, but another ship looks like it was targeted. This is from Naya News, and that's the one I followed that put this out to begin with. And they're sharing what Naya posted. Iranian military forces are amassing near the border with Kuwait, and it is likely that the Iranian armed forces will launch a security operation towards Kuwait in the coming hours. So they just totally flipped this. Totally 180. One said it's there for defensive countermeasures in the event that the United States is going to invade Iran in that area. The other one saying they're going in for an operation into Kuwait within hours. I can't imagine having to be under bondage for 49 years and then go through this war and being killed all because they want to be free. It's horrible. Like the A-10s meant scrap metal. That's why I brought up 006. I brought up the A-10s earlier. That's what they do. I got a comment from someone in Rumble. Zig, I usually game a lot, but usually in the morning we talk about Iran lately, as of like the last few months. So I understand what you're saying. Is this a gaming channel or a political channel? Well, usually in the mornings, because I'm not just streaming on Rumble. I'm streaming on other platforms too. And a lot of us support the people of Iran. And we've been involved with this for months. But usually, yeah, gaming and sky watching and everything else. So I apologize if you're not happy about the political aspect, but that's what we do in the morning. And it may not be something that you like, so I apologize for that. But maybe later I'll be doing some gaming just to get away from all of this, depending on how the day plays out. All right, nothing new. So there you go, Zigzag. Oh, Ziggler. on Rumble. Yeah, my friend says it's a gaming Skywatch News PEDs channel, Prepper Emergency Disaster Snacks channel. Okay, well, I'll be back later, and I came here to get away from... I hear you. Zig, trust me. I have to get away from it too, because it'll just drive me nuts. I totally get away. I hear you. Because I did that. I did that last night. I was streaming music and all that just to get away from it all. I totally understand it. Totally. And again, my apologies. But I'll be gaming later. I don't know what. I want to finish some games up because I have too many. It's ridiculous. Matter of fact, when I look at my games just on the Xbox X, it's stupid. Because now I'm thinking about the games I still got to get. Of course, GTA, the Halloween game that's coming out, Ace Combat that's coming out. Oh, I've got a bunch on the list. Let me go. Let's do a switcheroo quick. Are you kidding? I've got way. What is this? That's new. I mean, we're talking almost 300 games. And it's just insane. It's just insane. There's a new Halo? I think I've got it. Waiting for it, to be honest. It's coming out soon, no? Or did it come out already? I think I already got it. Coming soon, yeah. See? July 28th. Ooh, it's coming. It is coming. No. Don't come up. Don't. I don't know. Bring your phone here and leave it on the table. So, yeah. I know that one, writer. There's actually a few that I'm waiting on. They haven't come out yet. So we'll see. But again, just wanted to show Zig that, yeah, I got a lot to do on Xbox. Lots. You know what's crazy? Like, I have all these games and I do a lot of pre-orders. I never play them. They could be there for years sitting there and I won't play them. You would think a lot of people pre-order to play as soon as it comes out. Or get early access. Not me. It might take a year before I get to it. That's just crazy. Okay, hold on. We got more. So I'll be Zig later. But you have a great rest of your day. Zig. I don't know what... Oh, this the same video with the freaking tanks and all that shit. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. We have something. They just shared it, so I know it's out there. I don't think it's fake. It is true. He just released it. Literally 5 minutes ago. The president. Truth Social. Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Daniel Kaine, and every leader in the military, President Donald J. Trump. Oh boy, what does that mean? Dude, I'm the same way, Ghost. Oh, yo, somebody's already talking about it. In chat, they posted it. Who was that? Will. There you go. Every time Iran kills an American soldier, singular, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to like everybody involved. And he said it, every leader in the military. Oh boy. And we've been hearing about an expansion, broadening, an uptick, major escalation by the U.S. Now, based on what we've seen, when CENTCOM released that statement that we're going to swiftly punish the IRGC for what they did in Jordan, and we saw the video claiming that they took out the areas responsible for launching it, that's not what he's saying right there. He's been quiet pretty much all weekend, busy with the World Cup and everything else. That's serious. That's a serious post right there. Okay, I take it for what it's worth. Boy, oh boy, and they're spreading it like crazy now. Everything you hear on Telegram is related to his post. They're sharing it all over the place. But that came out just a few minutes ago. That was 12:41 Eastern, which is literally 5 minutes ago. Is tonight boom boom time? More than it has been on both sides? Are we going to see an uptick from both sides? More than what has been going on the last few days or week plus? I don't know. What's going on in here now? Comes out this week if you get deluxe. What comes out? What's coming out? Ghosts. Are you talking about the Halo? If you purchase, I'm doing that on Game Pass. Game Pass went up by double. Game Pass is expensive now. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, you get access to games, but they raised the price by like, it was 15 and now it's like 30. I don't think we will negotiate crap. He saw this. Yeah. Oh God. And they're putting it out there for propaganda. The pictures, photos of both service members, the male and female, they're posting their information and everything on there. I will not share that. Out of respect. Or photos of them. If you want to see more information about that, I will not do that. Out of respect, I will not show their photos. There's mainstream media. There's other places you can find it online. I don't want to take part of their propaganda. What happened now? What's up, Swiper? The new British Prime Minister holds a call with Trump and affirms his commitment to security and defense issues. Well, let's see if any changes really happen now. Do you think there's gonna... I'm hearing people in the UK tell me this guy's worse. Andy Burnham, is that his name? Some people were telling me he's worse than Starmer. I don't know how much worse you can get from Starmer, but that's what some people in the UK were telling me. I have no clue. I'm going based on what people are telling me in the UK and their personal political opinion. I have not done any research. And we'll see. We need a train of bombers dropping all of our outdated dumb bombs so we can dispose of them. I agree. I was talking about that the other day, all up in you. Use it up because they got the new stuff waiting. They do. Use it up. And now they're posting more about what the president put. What is this? This is what they're putting out. It's getting crazy on Telegram based on what the president just posted on Truth Social like 10 minutes ago. Not even. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago. It's coming out. The Telegram is going crazy. To our Muslim people in Kuwait. This is unconfirmed. I don't even know where the hell this is coming from. We would like to assure you that, God forbid, if an Iranian ground offensive were to occur in the coming hours, the best way to evacuate is for the residents of southern Kuwait to use the Kufish border crossing, and for residents of northern Kuwait to use the Nuwaseb border crossing. It is also advisable to carry essential medications, power banks, and non-perishable food with you. Your vehicle should also be filled with fuel. May safety be with you. Unconfirmed, but that just came out. I don't know what the source is. Holy shit. Yeah, that's what one of them posted just now. And this is based on this. Source for Naya News. I don't know what the hell to make of this. Again, unconfirmed. Again, unconfirmed. And Naya's pretty busy right now. United Nations. Does anybody ever pay attention to what the United Nations when they release a statement anymore? Threats by the Houthi movement to target maritime navigation could lead to a larger regional escalation because they threaten Saudi ships not to stop. We already reported about a ship getting struck. Yeah, who was that dude in that video? It was Hezbollah. That video that I showed earlier that looked like some kind of terrorist camp, that was Hezbollah. Hezbollah brigades. This is what Hezbollah brigades allegedly, again, unconfirmed. We extend our warmest congratulations to our brothers in Hamas on the completion of their internal organizational process and on the filling of their leadership positions with the election of the honorable. Oh, he was Hamas. This comes amidst the ongoing criminal Zionist aggression and the war of starvation and genocide that our steadfast Palestinian people are facing daily. The election represents a painful blow to the enemies of the Palestinian people, and it reaffirms that resistant movements will remain an inexhaustible source of strength and a flame that will never be extinguished, continuing their journey with the firm steps toward empowerment and victory. And victory is only from Allah. So that's who that was in that video earlier. I couldn't make sense of it. We showed the video. This person. I was trying to put the pieces together. Who was that? What was that video from? Well, now I know. It's crazy stuff, man. Well, this is interesting what the president just posted. And this is a direct signal to Mamdani in New York. This is definitely... I don't know if he mentions Mamdani by name. But I'm going back to True Social. Yes, it's here. Seconds. Literally like a minute ago. New True Social. Benjamin Netanyahu will not be arrested in any way, shape, or form within the United States of America. He's fighting against the Islamic Republic of Iran, which recently killed 52,000 innocent protesters and has spent the last 47 years killing American soldiers and others. The only ones that should be arrested are the people that led Iran into this unprecedented spiral of death and destruction, something that should have been dealt with years ago by previous presidents. President Donald J. Trump. That's a direct message to Mamdani saying that, yeah, there it is. Because he's talking about when he comes in September to the UN for the General Assembly that is there a way he can be arrested? So the president pretty much, without naming names, you know that message was directed to Mamdani and anyone else. Just saying. Um, most of the people in the UK don't understand what Andy doesn't know what he represents, he stands for. What's going on? I gotta see that what you just wrote, Beam. But let me see. Oh, okay, you just put. Will, you just shared what I just read. Okay, but thank you for doing that. You guys are sharp. If I don't catch it, you guys are catching it. I'm seething. Cannot believe Fox. We should continue the MOU for peace. It's not our biggest concern. What? Who on Fox said that? I don't know, Bean. I'm kind of surprised if somebody on Fox said that. That's yeah. What I mean, I don't pay any attention to the UN, especially the Security Council and the veto power of countries. If we like it, let's say the West likes something, Russia and China vote against it. Or if they do something, we vote against it. Nothing gets ever done in the UN. Never. You hardly ever see unanimous on anything. To me, it's literally a waste of time. At this point in time, it may have been relevant years, decades ago, but now, UN is worth, to me, in my opinion, it's a paper tiger of nonsense. All right, so now they're spreading what he posted about Benjamin Netanyahu. All over the place. It's everywhere. Every one of them posted it. Every one of them. I am curious about this statement, though, earlier, what the president put out there, though. Every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Daniel Kaine, and every leader in the military, President Donald J. Trump. Simple, to the point. Exactly. We are not ignoring, we are planning. And you better believe it. Israel is prepared. Now, I hope they're fully prepared for the incoming that Iran is probably holding out to launch against Israel. Because Israel is their primary enemy, number one enemy. That, with the United States, great Satan, all that. But really, all this resistance, occupiers, proxies, all that, that's just insanity. They want the destruction of Israel. If they go down, they would likely try to take Israel down with them. That's just the reality. That's what they call their resistance to the occupiers, the criminal Zionist regime. That's been their main focus. But I think Israel's ready to go, and but that would be a major escalation again, obviously. No one thinks Israel's not being helpful. I mean, we're putting our refuelers there again, and you gotta remember, the president is the one that's telling Benjamin Netanyahu, stay out of this right now. As far as Iran is concerned, stay out of it right now. But at some point, does the United States turn around and say, green light with us? But again, on the flip side, a lot of people in this country will say, here we go, Israel just drew us into the wider conflict again. Now, if Israel is directly attacked against Iran, Israel has every obligation to retaliate, to defend itself. No? I love the excuse people give. Oh, well, every administration lies, so we shouldn't hold this one accountable. I'd lose my utter shit if I lost my kid or got hurt myself and they went for peace. Well, if that's the sentiment as you, and I'm not going to, talk about your background, but you are actively involved with our military, I wonder what the sentiment is for all the other military personnel out there. And you know what I mean? And I can feel in what you just posted. And I get it. And I wonder how that affects the morale of our military. But the president just said what he posted. Yeah, I'm not going to share the photos. I don't want to do that out of respect to the families, and I would feel like that I'm exploiting that, and I don't want to do that. But you guys can watch other podcasts. They're going to probably show the photos of those that have fallen and where the information about them, specifics, names, where they were from, where they were based, ages. I don't want to do that out of respect. But, that's just my approach. But it's out there already. It's floating on mainstream media, probably, already. So sad. We cannot afford to wait any longer. I mean, for real. In my opinion, we will get to the point that we need Israel to get involved, but also think U.S. will tell Israel if they get involved there on their own to secure their air defense and not relying on the U.S. As I said weeks ago, it makes me feel like utter cannon fodder. I get it. You have been saying that, Bill, wondering if there is a shortage of long-range missiles in Iran. I don't think so. I think Iran is holding out to launch that stuff for Israel. I truly believe that. I think that, look, are the Arab countries really the enemy of Iran? I mean, Persian, Arab, Sunni, Shia, they're doing it because we have bases there. And they're trying to put the pressure on these Arab countries to turn on us. This wouldn't be happening if you didn't have American bases in your countries, kind of deal. But like I said, their true enemy is Israel. And they're probably holding back whatever stuff they have, like the higher end, for Israel. That's my opinion. Which is scary. Whatever they have left, and God only knows. Yeah, not only obligation but also intent. It's the final chapter of the book that is thousands of years old. Yeah, a lot of people look at it that way too. But Iran is definitely looking at this as a holy jihad war. Only sick bastards would show that. Exactly, Dave. I will not do that. Remember King Leonidas of Sparta, the king who sacrificed himself to save the future of the Western civilization from the Persians? He has to do what he has to do. Our commander-in-chief has to do what he has to do to protect our country. War is horrible and vicious. I stand with our president. I stand with him too. And God protect him. Yeah, nobody hates Israel like the rats. I mean, we know that. The only enemy they have is Israel. The only reason we're enemy too. defending Israel and striking them, obviously. That's for sure. Notice how they always call us Zionist. Of course. So there's something going on between chat. Morale, exactly, Mad Million, morale of our military. Can you imagine knowing that they're fallen brothers and sisters and you don't think this is affecting them? That's a family. That's deep. That's intense. I can't imagine. Like Bean is emphasizing how he feels about it. That's why I said, can you imagine from his perspective, what about all the others and how this is affecting them? It's so easy to say this or that or this or this, but how it affects our military service members and their families. Like, you want to hear a message I got from someone? I'm not going to blow up their name. She told me on privately, and I'm going to get out of the live Facebook thing because it's interrupting with what. This is the kind of stuff. My nephew's base was the one hit in Jordan. We haven't heard a thing about his safety. I said, oh my God, praying for all of you. This morning, got a call this morning from Nice. Her hubby's okay. So he called. And he's okay. Could you imagine how this affects the family members? This is my friend Candace. Her nephew was at that base. They had no word. She had no idea. Was he one of them? Could you imagine? He was there. No word. Not knowing. Thank God. I said at the end, thank God. And she gave me a thumbs up. Got the call this morning from Nice. Her hubby is okay. Oh, there's a referee situation going on in chat? You gotta remember too, guys, we can disagree. Just be respectful to each other on disagreeing. You know? Because we're all here as a community to have this discussion, and I guarantee a lot of things I say you don't agree with. That's fine. It's the way it should be. I always say that. Excuse me. But at least we can have a conversation. Again, I'll say this 1,000 times. Look at our chat compared to some of the other chats out there. And I mean, do you see the nonsense coming here? Like you see the majority of the nonsense in other chats going on during a live stream? No. That's the exception, not the rule here. This group in here is amazing. I mean, we're talking about valid issues, topics, points. And I don't want us to all agree, like, because that's part of the debate, bringing up different points and talking about them from your perspective. You know? It wasn't me this time. Eugene's like, it wasn't me! John says, and John is from the UK, my son was in Iraq and Afghanistan conflict and was blown up in both countries, and you have to accept it as it is. He probably injured them. they injured him in war, and it's messy. I mean, they know what they signed up for. The families know what they signed up for. But still, easier said than to be affected emotionally, mentally, physically, even spiritually. You could say, well, yes, it comes with the territory. I get that. But still, it affects a person on so many levels. Channel 12, the Israeli Security Cabinet has begun a meeting now. Topic Iran. Well, they know something might be amiss and something might be coming. I don't know. This could also be part. I can't speculate. It's too crazy to try. Because that could be about anything. What the hell is this? Oh boy. The Xin Wang Yang ship, which flies the Singaporean flag, really, is likely to be the first real test of the Houthis' naval blockade on Saudi Arabia, as it is heading toward Yanbu. It appears the ship has disabled its automatic identification system, the transceiver, and location updates have not been available for nearly an hour. Oh boy. Someone's testing it. A source within the IRGC who declined to be named, I hate this, but the 66th Brigade of the Iranian Army has been moved from Desfil towards Abadan. Abadan is right near the border with Kuwait, where the presence of special Siberian forces. The operation may be taking place on Bubiyan Island, where sources indicate that American ATCAM area target camera munition indirect fire rockets are being launched towards the Republic. Oh God. I have to translate it. That's the thing. This one doesn't want to translate. It's not loading. This one doesn't want to translate. I'll skip that one. More about the Red Sea stuff. Why is the translation all of a sudden having a fucking issue on Telegram? Let me close out Telegram. All of a sudden, I'm having a problem with the translation. I'm going to close this out and reopen it. I don't see how that could be anything. Actually, Telegram doesn't want to open now. I don't want to reboot. What is up with that? I may have to go to the phone. For some weird reason, the desktop app is giving me a problem. No, I'm not trying to create a conspiracy. Jesus, now I need glasses. The Houthis, Yemen. The Houthis have imposed a blockade and closed the strait to Saudi vessels. We know that. So now it's like coming out a lot. Let me see the translation if it works here. It's working here. Israel has raised its alert level to the highest point, and the security establishment is preparing for a new phase of escalation. This comes with the understanding that the final decision is contingent on what President Trump will do. This is what their media is on their state television media just put out. I'm going to have to use this for now. A technical glitch is affecting the Facebook application for them. I'm having a technical glitch on Telegram on the desktop. Israel Channel 12. The IDF assesses that Iran's leadership is currently debating whether to bring Israel into the conflict. Iranian officials believe the IDF intervention would come at a very heavy cost to the regime. Meanwhile, people close to President Trump are urging him to accept Qatar's Qatar's proposal for a 10-day ceasefire. Wait a minute. What? Meanwhile, people close to President Trump are urging him to accept Qatar's proposal for a 10-day ceasefire. The United States is not ruling out a ceasefire, but wants it to last longer and be tied to a broader arrangements regarding the Strait of Hormuz. Here we go again. Oh my God, here we go again. I hope that's bullshit. It's coming from the other side, so. The person who imagines a naval invasion of Kuwait without any air support is nothing more than an idiot and doesn't understand military strategy whatsoever. What the hell does that mean? Let's behave a little bit, please, in chat. Let's try to refrain from getting cray-cray with each other, please. I don't want to see. Okay, it's back. Telegram is back on the desktop. That was so freaking weird. Oh, here we go, more. Again, now this is Israel Channel 13. Iran is capable of carrying out much more severe attacks, but is holding back out of concern that a future war would prompt a far more aggressive response from both Israel and the United States. Mediators are struggling to determine the next steps due to divisions within Iran's leadership. Iran's foreign minister leading efforts to restart negotiations while the IRGC is resisting. It also remains unclear what role the mouse is playing in the decision-making process. There are internal disagreements within the White House over whether to escalate the war, although American journalists report that President Trump appears inclined to intensify the campaign. Iran also believes that continued attacks on the Gulf states could pressure them into providing financial incentives in exchange for de-escalation, even if only temporarily. Oh, so we're supposed to reward them with money? That's what they think? For real? What, we're supposed to give them boatloads of money now? To de-escalate? Screw that. Hell no. Hell no. Again, take this for whatever. I'm just reading to you what's coming out on these Telegram posts. And, uh-oh. Okay, that's something totally separate. Again, I hope it's bullshit, because why would the president just put that out? Maybe a little from you, but I think he's drooling over Cuba right now. He is. Definitely. Beam, definitely. He put, if you saw the post, what, like with Rubio, it's a leftist something. I forgot what he put, but packing a box for my son right now, just listening. Was saying hell no, but to the whole ceasefire thing. I got that, Diesel. John is saying no, 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 same old shit. I pray this is just market bullshit because it's Monday. It's possible. Again, this is all chatter going on in Telegram, making claims that this one said this one said that. A lot of it could just simply be bullshit propaganda. And you know how the media runs with stuff like that. I'm just telling you, take all of this with not a grain, a pile of bullshit, because you don't know. It's unconfirmed. This is just the propagandist arms of the other side putting this stuff out there. But it's interesting that what they're talking about too. A lot of this is all pro-regime. You have to see the sick things they do. I mean, it's like if you're an American, and it is definitely rage baiting. But they love to put this out there for their supporters, for the regime. Now, I will say this, and I'm not going to mention names. There are one or two that are very credible when they put stuff out. They're very credible. The other ones just toe the line and follow the lead, because they kind of repost what was just said from the others. So it's a concerted effort it's a group effort, in my opinion. Oh my God, it's 1:30 already? Okay, so the president hasn't posted since that last reference about Benjamin Netanyahu would not be arrested in the United States. No way, no shape or form, nothing. And that's a message to Mandani. He didn't mention his name, but you know who he's directing it to, because he's talked about it. That was the last one. That was 32 minutes ago. I'm not gonna. Shin is putting out images of allegedly, and I can't confirm it. Second Lieutenant Madad Pashay was killed in a U.S. strike in Tabriz. So it's Monday. Channel 14. Israel has raised it. Yeah, I read that earlier, but thank you for putting that in chat. I don't see any reports of any strikes right now. Anywhere. And I'm looking all over. But that sound will not be there. There. That's Telegram. No. I'll give it a few more minutes because I got things I have to do here. But let me ask you guys, do you think that based on what the president posted, do you guys think there'll be an uptick tonight? A U.S. response, yes or no? Based on what the president posted on Truth Social. Do you guys think there's going to be an uptick tonight on U.S. response against Iran? Yes or no? Based on what he posted. Which is this. That's what he posted this morning. So, it's early. Okay. All right, Will, have a great one. So Dave says yes. Bean says doubt it. So 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2. Not got a clue anymore, so excuse me. It's kind of close. Some of you think that yes, and some of you think no. Yes, before they pause for a useless MOU. That could be two. A heavy strike, and then we hear that they're trying to come back to the table to negotiate, and there's a ceasefire. That is very possible. But remember, despite all this talk, we are still dealing with the IRGC. They're the ones that control it. Despite what the Pakistanis or the Qataris are trying to create a ceasefire, I don't know. We didn't do much yesterday, so yes. Yes, no, maybe so. What do I think? If you put a post like that, and I have not seen anything that tells me killing many times over, I have not seen that. I saw like what CENTCOM released, that we swiftly punished those responsible for the attack on the Jordan base. But is that equivalent to what we've seen the last few days, to what the president posted and is referring to it? I mean, this kind of tells me he's given the directive to do something. And I mean, based on what I'm reading, every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to the Secretary of War, all the military. Is this in reference to anything past tense, or is this regarding something to come? The directive. Was this directive given out to them when it happened? And that's the response we've seen, and it's telling Iran, if you do it again, we're going to hit you that time, many times over? Or is he referring to an event that's coming in the future? I don't know. I honestly cannot, I don't know. I'm 50-50. I honestly don't know if that's a signal that something more intense is about to happen, or is that referring to a future incident? Or was the directive already given out to them and over the past couple of days when this happened? I don't know. I mean, I honestly cannot answer that. Yes or no? Even though I asked you guys to. I would say yes, only for the morale and for other reasons, signaling. I don't know. I would think for those fallen that he should. I don't know. I would say I would think he would really hit him hard. I don't know. I swear, I don't know. Like, All Up in You says, absolutely, positively, maybe. I don't know. It's seriously. It is. It's like Groundhog Day. I don't know. There's going to have to be a ceasefire sometime to see where we stand. It needs to be done next. So we're going to go down this rabbit hole again with a ceasefire, 10 days. Remember, there was tankers getting through initially until Iran said, oh, we just made a foolish mistake with the free flow of traffic, and then they started to threaten the ships and target them again. They know they lose their leverage if the strait fully opens. Then where's their leverage? That's the thing that concerns me. They don't want to give up that leverage. So I don't know. Think about it. If oil, again, it benefits them too because they make that oil revenue. Sanction relief, whatever. It benefits them. Regrouping, however you want to characterize it. But the free flow of oil, they know they lose leverage that way. Because they want to control all the traffic going through what they want the route to be. Not the U.S. route. They want it to go their way. They lose that leverage. It could last for a few days, a week, 2 weeks, but it'll hit the fan again. That's just me. Like Swiper says, they killed our troops and we're basically letting it happen. I'm starting to go back to I'll believe it when I see it. I expected a different response, a better response. But that's what I'm saying. Is that what he's referring to? A directive was given to respond in a certain way? Was that the response, or is it a response yet to come? I don't know. And it's hard to take what he says literal because a lot of it is he does troll Iran. Is that a message sent? Again, like Yuji says, just a message must be sent. That's what I'm thinking. Trump needs to realize this is not a Manhattan real estate deal. This is dealing with people's lives and the American way of life, yeah. I would hope other Americans thought that way too. I think Iran is stalling. Maybe they do have a low yield nuke and are trying to use it somehow. I've always worried about that, Frank, always. Even a dirty. But there's no evidence. But it's in the back of my mind, what you just wrote in chat. I don't know how anybody can say that it's not in the back of their minds. The saying insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, trying to find a different response. I mean, to find a different outcome. The rats aren't about to give anything, Bill. It needs to be taken out. I agree. You need to remove that card from their hand. It changes everything if you do. They have no leverage. Their only leverage is the straight when it comes to a deal, negotiations. You take that away from them, then what do they have as a card to play? That is really their only leverage here. Regroup is what I'm saying on our side. Could be wrong. Well, we've been doing a lot now. So, I don't know. Let me just block this person that's trying to fuck around. Hang on, because that's another spam. Okay. It might be time to go back to the police. Okay. Oh my God, that was my cousin? Well, the other one was. Yeah, one of them was my cousin, not this one. Oopsie. Hold on, I gotta block a few things here. Anyway, getting back. I agree, no negotiation with terrorists. When you're in a fight, you don't dance around. When you're on the street, you end it. Your kindness will get you. It will, yeah, there's a street philosophy to it too. EMP time. NATO will go into Ukraine before that. Really, that's what they're concerned about right now. It's like cutting off half of a hornet's nest down. Yeah. So again, let's see what develops, because it's, what time is it? 1:30, so it's like 9 o'clock in Iran. We might be hearing stuff soon. Let me see what they're saying here. The same thing about the vessel that was evacuated because there was a fire on board. And they're sharing. It's been confirmed that the ship was struck by a missile while attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz. So they just, looks like they struck another vessel. What time was this? Issue date. That was yesterday. It's the 19th. It's old. They're reposting old stuff here. I guess they're trying to confirm that a ship was actually hit. What we have here is failure to communicate. Oh my gosh. Conventional EMP weapons affect a small area. That's true. That could be effective. Again, I would say pay attention, because I've been on for hours. I need a break. I would pay attention to see if anything develops in the next few hours. A U.S. response, maybe an uptick. And you know everybody's going to be going live later. You know that, because I do expect some kind of response today. We've had it how many days in a row now? 10? What will tonight be different than the other nights? I don't know. But it looks like it could happen. I'm not saying it is, but we got to see, based on what the president posted on True Social, we got to see. All right, I'm going to take a break now because this got quiet. On Telegram and X, it got quiet. Let's see what Swiper's putting in. World War III monitor. It says it doesn't exist. Maybe they removed the post. It says it doesn't exist. I don't know. That link, I'll try it again. Or not, it doesn't, says the page doesn't exist. Weird. So it's not working for me, Swiper. I don't know. But I did try. Still looking. It works for you on the mobile? I don't know. I don't know. I've seen him at times, Max Afterburner. But it seems like he's reporting on stuff that happened like hours or maybe a day before. I mean, I really can't make a judgment on that. I mean, again, you can judge and be critical of anyone, and that's fine. You know? You watch it, you reach your own conclusions and your opinion. I do have him on my... I am sub to him. So, I don't know. Uh-oh. He had mentioned about the mountain getting hit tonight. You mean Pickaxe Mountain? I heard nothing about that. Doesn't mean that hasn't happened. I've heard nothing about Pickaxe, if that's the mountain you're talking about. Nothing. So, I don't know. Hold on, I gotta see that. I'm checking this other stuff that's going on. See the Middle East news. You're new here, and there are people that are trying to do that, like troll me and spam me. So I'm being very careful. I even had to get the police involved. So, you know, I don't want to instantly mod you because I don't know who you are. So, what are we trying to show? In time that, you know, trust comes over time. I'm just being honest. But what are you trying to talk about? How do I send an X link? What account? Tell me the, what's up, Sean? What X account do you want me to check? Yeah, that's the thing, though. With Telegram, and I'm just, there's, you show Israel news. Well, I'm going to show you something, Middle East news. It's still here. And if I see signs that we're actually going to take out the regime, I still got my stuff ready to go. It's right behind me. A lot of people may not like it, but it's something I truly believed in from the beginning. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in it. First of all, we had the... Is it upside down? No. We had the lion and sun. This is what should be there. And then, of course, I made this banner. And I took it all down for now. I hope to, at some point, I'll be able to put it out again. The lion and flag, Iran free, standing together alongside with Israel in peace. This could have happened, or maybe it still will happen. Peace in the region, peace for everyone there. And this is not because, like, some people say, oh, he's pro-Israel, this. Look, if the regime falls, the proxies fall. It evaporates. And maybe, like it was thousands of years ago, King Cyrus, maybe Iran and Israel can live side by side in peace. Do you know what I mean? Trust goes a long way is right. So hopefully, God willing, because I remember Reza Pahlavi said in the early days that if there was a transitional government, that he would at some point in the early stages recognize the state of Israel and establish peace and relations with Israel. That's a game changer. the proxy money evaporates. Now, believe me, that will, those extremist jihadists will always be out there all over the place. But it would be the step in the right direction for the region, for the people in the entire region. That I truly believe that. Man Million, you've been here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I was trying to be polite to Middle East news. You know? But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see that happen. What's going on in here now? Yeah, I agree, Diesel. Up to 1970, Iran had significant Jewish population, a population that was resettled willingly during and Sassanids. Oh, we have a lot of people that try to help. Yeah, you got to be careful because you got to remember too, Swiper, there are IGC bots out there. That's the thing. They are out there and they'll try to manipulate their way. I'm not saying that's the case with Middle East news. I'm just saying you got to be careful. So I mean no disrespect, but got to be careful. But come more often, Middle East news, and put your opinion in and express your opinions. Oh yeah, I agree with John. I think Netanyahu and Trump are going to have a nice long conversation today. You can tell us where to look on X, and I can look up the account. So again, to be polite, I'm not saying anything negative. I just, you got to be careful these days. Especially, a lot of us here are supporting the people of Iran. And there are some out there that do not want that to be going on. I mean, we live in scary times. What? Due to the allegations of a severe shortage of personnel within the Kuwaiti army, following the departure of a number of soldiers who claim to be taking summer vacations outside of Kuwait, the door to voluntary enlistment in the Kuwaiti army has been opened. Authorities have resorted to recruiting individuals who had previously been stripped of their citizenship and then re-enlisted. What the hell is that? Propaganda. Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to take a break now because I've been streaming for hours. I need a break. Again, let's see how this develops over the next few hours, if anything, because right now, what time is it? It's 2 here. So it's 9:30 p.m. in Iran. Let's check SecCom before I get off. So you would think if anything is going to pop off, it would pop off in the next few hours. as far as U.S. Next 2 to 3 hours, you would think, at least. Nothing new from CENTCOM other than what we showed earlier. Nothing new from CENTCOM. Dear God, IRGC bots are not doing well. Let's not. Yes, let's all. Like I said, I need to take a break. I'm gonna go watch some Star Trek. Peace to all of you and love to all the people, the innocents out there and our troops. Oh my God. God bless our troops. God bless our country. God bless everyone out there. God bless our president. All the innocents out there that are affected by this. All over the world by whatever it is. I mean, I know that's very kumbaya, but it's better to be a person that's putting out a positive than a negative. Peace, love, compassion. Protect those innocents. And again, pray for our troops, their families. Let's see what happens. I think that we will be hearing soon about another. It's been what, 10 days in a row now? 11 days? I lost count of operations. I expect an operation soon to be announced by CENTCOM. And then once that happens, you're going to see everybody go live. So, but I need a break. I need a break. Anyway, let's take a break. So everybody in chat, God bless you. God bless your families. Peace and love. Be well, be blessed, be safe. And I'll see everybody later on. Till then, peace out. It's break time.